So many ways, a healthy birth is such a miracle. There's a threat to babies that so many people don't know about. It's called CMV. Now, I didn't know much about it either until my co-anchor, Nyberg, educated me and many others about it because CMV impacted her family. Ann has taken the lead in not only informing the public about it, but getting laws changed to protect newborns, and she's just getting started. I sat down with Ann to talk about it. And joining us now is Ann Nyberg. And Ann, great to see you here in the program.
Thanks so much for having me on.
Well, this is such a great discussion, an important discussion, and you've educated all of us in the newsroom about it, so now you can educate the viewers. I know you've already done a great job at that with many of them, but what exactly is CMV?
So congenital cytomegalovirus is something nobody's ever heard of, or most haven't.
I hadn't, yeah.
If you go to the foundation, they'll say 91% of women have no idea about this. And our grandbaby, Bevan, was born 2 years ago. At the end of this month, she'll be 2, and was diagnosed after flunking a hearing test twice with CMV. Now, we all said, what is it? What is it? And it's the #1 cause of non-genetic deafness on the planet. So my daughter, Katie, probably did contract it when she was pregnant, perhaps in her 2nd trimester, we don't know for sure. But it is a virus that we're all gonna get, but most dangerous when women are pregnant. We don't know about it. There are protocols, which we need to talk about it, in that if you practice COVID protocol, right? If a mom is pregnant and has a toddler at home, they're sharing food because that's what you do, mom, busy dudes. Or they'll clean off their pacifier, or they'll kiss them on the lips sometimes. All this should not be done when you are pregnant. The virus is carried in the urine and saliva of toddlers. So we need to educate people about that in doctors' offices, in daycare centers, and know about it. So we were hit by a Mack truck. You know, we found out about it. So Bevan went back to the hospital 3 days after she was born, and they administered an antiviral to her. So she was on it for 7 months, twice a day. This antiviral tries to keep any more damage from happening. Not guaranteed, but Bevan had it. So Bevan was also born with plaque in her brain and some other issues. It can also cause developmental delays, which she has. She cannot walk, she cannot talk, she's not sitting up. But we have high hopes for her, and she is in all kinds of physical therapy. Her audiologists are amazing. Birth to 3 is amazing. And so when this happened to our family, I said, I got to do something about it for others.
You did. In fact, I have to commend you and Katie and your whole family for going out there and sharing your pain to educate others.
Well, you can either end up in the fetal position and don't do anything, or you can change it. I cannot help Bevan, but I wanted to help other families. So in 2023, the state of Connecticut passed a law which will go into effect next summer, takes a long time, that every baby born will be tested for congenital CMV, and also educational materials will roll out.
It's remarkable.
Now that got done. We were the 2nd state in the nation, second only to Minnesota. Other states are working on it individually. But then I said, you know what? I have to work federally. So we are doing that now. Senator Richard Blumenthal took up the cause. Senator Chris Murphy signed on to it too. The Stop CMV bill is now in Bernie Sanders' Help Committee, and it's sitting there for a while. We want more bipartisan support, and that way, if this gets rolled out federally, then the states don't have to work on it.
What are the senators telling you about the prospect of this being passed and becoming law?
Well, right now it's an election year, right? It's tough, and everybody has their own things that they want passed. But I want to get it out there because nobody talks about CMV. And when you get hit by a Mack truck, your baby has this and this, and you've never even heard about it, that's a problem to me.
You've made this your passion. I know you've spoken to other people who've been through this. What are these other parents telling you?
Well, you know, the same thing. We never heard of it. What's that?
It's remarkable that we didn't know anything about it.
No, and everybody gets it. But again, you might get it and feel like you have a cold, but it's not going to hurt you. Pregnant women, it hurts. Those who are receiving transplants, if they haven't had CMV, that's a no-no too. So we need to get education out there, and I don't want to see other families like ours get so emotionally involved in something that they didn't see coming and never had heard of it.
So what is your recommendation for people watching today, perhaps someone who's planning a family or someone who's pregnant?
Find out about CMV. Ask your doctor about cytomegalovirus congenital. What is it? How do I try to prevent it? Because again, it is carried in the urine and the saliva of toddlers. It's in daycare centers. Who knew? And get educated, ask about it. And then next summer, every baby born will be tested for it, and I don't have to worry about it again in this state and just work on it federally.
Everybody who sees the picture of Bevan just has the same reaction. She's a beautiful young girl.
She's taught us magic.
Really,
and we are a special needs family, and we are embracing it, and we're trying to do our best for others. But we will never be the same in many ways because of her joy, her giggles, and we're trying to make life for her the best it can possibly be.
Well, Anne, thank you so much for sharing your family's journey. Well, we're going to see what we can do, and hopefully you're urging everyone to call their congressperson and get it passed.
Get it passed federally. If you're a Republican person, a Democrat person, you know, let's get this thing passed for all babies.
And I have to say, we were so proud of you when you testified before the legislative committee.
And that was hard work. That's not something I'm used to doing. But it got passed, and I'm so happy, and a lot of us worked hard on it.
Excellent. Anne Nyberg, thank you so much. Best of luck to you and your family.
Thank you.
And you can also follow Anne on social media to learn more. Have you ever voted by absentee ballot? It may get easier to do. That story is coming up next after the break.